Years ago, Richard Dick Elwood was a lawyer in the community, and in the early 70s, he really felt there was a need in the area for a care center. And so he got together with a group of businessmen, talked them into it, and so they set up several meetings and came together and decided to build a care facility in North English because they knew there was a need in this area and the surrounding areas. I don't think there were any other towns nearby that had one. So he was the one who was sort of the founder of the idea anyway. This is some information that Mike Elwood gave me about the history of the care center from 50 years ago. So Mike Elwood, who was a brother of Dick Elwood, this is where I got some of the information. He is currently the chairman of the board of directors. I came on this is my third year on the board. And so Mike is our president, and Scott Grimm is the vice president, and Alan Grimm is the treasurer, and I'm the secretary. So that makes up our current board right now. The original board at that time, in 1973, when it was finally established, it was incorporated in 1971. But the original board was Richard Elwood, Dr. Larry Miller, Carl Noel, who was a pharmacist here, Dean Best, businessman, Robert Castile, Kenny Campbell, Eldon Berkram, John Klopstad, and Bruce Tarbox. And so they were the original board members at that time that came together and did the incorporation of the care center. It was incorporated in 1971, in January of that year. And the incorporation took place, and then the building was actually opened in January of 1973. So 2 years later, then it was open for business. So if you think about going from nothing to acquiring the land, letting the bid and business then being established, it didn't take too long for that to happen. And now when you think about where it's located, it's difficult to think that there would be a farm so close, but that was farmland, and then so all of that has been developed since that time. And it was really an exciting time because it was during those years that new school was open, the new high school was open, the new Catholic church was built, Knoll Ridge Country Club was built, and the golf course were built. And so the care center came into that. So it was really a really active time in the community where there was a lot of change going on. So I think you can tell that from the number of board members at that time. Yeah.
My name is Linda Lee, and I'm a resident here at Valley View Assisted Living. Last winter, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I spent about 2 weeks at the University of Iowa hospitals. When I was discharged, I came to the English Valley Care Center, where I received excellent care, wonderful food, and good therapy from the excellent staff. In a few weeks, I was able to come over to an assisted living apartment where I have thrived.
Well, Linda's a special person because she has such a positive attitude about life, but I think there's also that reflection of how positive the environment is there in the care center. And I know with her that the care, the physical care for her when she came back from the hospital was extremely important. And, her family was close by. They could come to see her daily And there's just that feeling out there of the activities director, the nursing staff, kitchen, everybody. And I think when you're in a positive environment, you can probably heal a little bit better. You can look forward to more things in life. And so it wasn't surprising at all to me that she made that transition, and that she basically wanted to stay in assisted living, to go from the care center to the assisted living part. And so it's wonderful when that happens.
10 of spades. 10 of
Well, I started here when I was in high school, and it was the cool thing to do in high school is work at the nursing home. And I just progressed into working in the kitchen, working as a PNA, and eventually a CNA. And then I found a love for activities while I was a CNA, and our activity director retired, and thought it was a perfect job for me, and it is. I love it.
She is very ambitious and does the activities very good. And I don't know how she comes up with some of them, but they're very good.
I think Erin does a great job. She's very kind and fun, and the residents love that. She knows how to pull some that maybe some of us other staff don't have luck with, getting them to go to activities.
They just seem to have something for anybody to do. And the golf cart rides, I especially like to get out, outside and see the town a little bit.
They love to be on my golf cart. So every residence council that we have monthly, they say they want more golf cart rides. So I think we could ride that thing all day long, every day, and they'd be happy. They love seeing the sights in town. They love seeing everybody waving at them, and they love to go by the schools and stuff. So yeah, they love it.
Oh, I'm certainly hoping that it'll be here for another 50 years, for sure. I think that there's definitely going to be still a need, and I think the quality of care will still be there, but who knows what happens in the future, but that's our hope.
I think because we are so tied to the community, we have such support, and that builds us up. That helps us so much to know that the community's behind us and that they appreciate everything we do for the elderly in the community. And I think that really just means a lot to us.
We try to keep our costs down so that families can afford care here, and that's something we pride ourselves in, that we're still one of the lowest in terms of per day cost for families.
And a lot of it has to do with administration. A lot of it has to do with our board of directors. There's a very good, very understanding board of directors that helps run this community here in North English.
I think if they hire the same people like they've hired now, we have many mother-daughters, sisters that work here, and I think that shows that from generation to generation that it has been a good place to be, a good place to work.
The employment source is huge. And also there's that transition of a lot of students at the high school get involved with training, CNA training, all different types of job opportunities in the high school years. And many of them then get interested in going on to other careers. So there's that aspect of the youth being involved.
Hopefully because it's still locally owned and we still have local people, local kids that come back and work. I think that's what is the big draw.
And then continuing with having staff that care and want to be here and do the job.
With the staff and what they're doing right now, I think they're doing the right things to give the service that's needed for people like myself.
I think we have a really good thing going. I think we've had a good thing going since we started. We started with a good, firm foundation, and I feel like we're continuing to stay with that. The community supports us so well, and we have a really good base of employees here. We have a really good name out there for us, and I think we'll keep going pretty good with that.
I just pray that it continues, Institute continues for a long time.